I don't know. I don't normally keep like a super tight regimented schedule throughout my day. And so I'm trying to be like at 1 o'clock going live, ready to go for you guys. So hello there. Thank you for being here. I know I told you guys summer was almost here, but oh my gosh, it's raining like crazy today. So I'm in my cozies. I got my coffee. I hope you all are having a good day so far. Today has been super exciting. There is so much crypto news coming out right now. I can hardly contain myself. It's like the charts are keeping me up because I want to see what the charts are doing, but then also there's so much news coming out that I want to like be researching all of the news, and pretty much every day we have press conferences and things like that. So today I wanted to talk about the debanking hearing that they had, because to me it's kind of an exciting topic and I didn't see a whole lot of people that were covering it. So to go over a little bit about what is going on. But before I get started, let me give a shout out to everyone who's here. So let's see. We have a Blocky, Brian, Mike, Corey, Poman. You guys are all here. You guys are amazing. I freaking love you guys. Shout out to you. Charts right now. Bitcoin's been a little flat. We're at 97,000. It actually dipped down a little bit overnight, but we've kind of just gone sideways. We're just consolidating. We're just chilling here, you guys. I don't know if we're going to go down any lower at this point or if we're just waiting for some good news. But I'm getting jacked up on coffee and it's yummy. So yeah, we're at 97,000 on Bitcoin. Ethereum, we're sitting at 2760. ADA is at 74 cents. Dogecoin is at 25 cents. Dogecoin at 25 cents is juicy, you guys. If you guys remember, I made my money off of Dogecoin last time, and I don't really have any right now, so that's actually a good time. I mean, like anything below 30 cents at this point of this cycle, I feel like is a good entry point on that. And then we have Solana, which has dipped down below 200,000, currently trading at $198. My Pepe is back in buy range. I looked at that this morning, and I was like, yeah, not going to touch it right now, though. As again, I think we're going to continue to go choppy and sideways. Now, if you guys know, SPX 6900 is one that I have gone in and out of. I have not long-term held it just because I kind of got into it a little late. So, but it's one that I watch because it has a different narrative. It's a bit cultish. I know some people that have been involved in it from very early. Again, I was not one of those that was in early. I got in late. I did kind of flip and make a little profit on it. That has dipped down, is now at 68 cents. So it's well and truly like a 2x back to where it was from here. And I just saw that it had some significant exchange listings. And so the reason I'm talking about this one is because when you're talking about meme coins of this cycle that have come out, this one has performed extremely well. It's got really good distribution on it. I believe it was the dev had originally sold all the tokens. It was CTO'd. That dev sold all the tokens. And so it's basically been CTO'd twice now. And I believe some of the people on the team are international out of the Asia Pacific region. And so I believe there's some more exposure to international markets on this particular meme coin. So this is why I'm talking about this one. But as I was talking to myself about what I was going to talk about today, I did not realize that this had dipped as low as it is. It's currently trading at 69 cents. But it was around the 80 cent range. And so the reason it had popped in my head is because it's gone down low, almost one where I would look to maybe get back into it and have another play on it. Again, this is one because it's, you know, near the dollar range. I can't afford to get as many of this one. So I like to have a little bit of bin size bias on some of my plays. So if I'm playing, you know, in like Pepe, which is like 4 zeros in front of the penny, I can buy a lot more than I can of like SPX at 68 cents. But the reason I'm talking about it is because ADA is currently trading at 74 cents. And And so what I want to point out here with this is like, if I'm looking at getting into SPX 6900, what is the real trajectory of where I can see this coin going? How far can the narrative and the cult take it? What does it really have behind it? But then I look at something like ADA. ADA is like the same entry point. So if I was getting into ADA at 74 cents, it's 5 cents more than SPX 6900. But I think ADA, in my mind, I kind of have like a clear path forward of where that's going to go. So for me, I know that the last bull run when I bought into ADA, it was at $3. So, and I was in profit till it went to like $3.20, and then it went down to $2.75. I never took a profit. I actually sold that for a loss. So this cycle, I'm looking to take some profit on ADA to make up for my loss last cycle. And let me tell you, stop loss can be your friend, because I stop lost ADA at $2.75. I could have wrote it all the way down. I could still be holding my bag, and it's at 74 cents right now. Do you know how far you have to go to get back to get to where you were? So it's like, yeah, sometimes stop loss can be your friend. So don't be afraid to stop loss things. Stop loss is good. So, all right. And now going over what was going on with the crypto, let's see, not crypto. I'm sorry, I'm reading my own title. With the debanking today, because I did not see very many people talking about it. And so debanking was something that was a hot topic today. We opened this meeting. Oh my gosh, I don't know if it was Senate or who all it was in front of, but we opened it with Senator Warren. Warren, I think, was kind of more on the offensive and talking about what was going on as far as like the CFTC and everything that's been going on with like overregulation and things like that. And so then from there, it went into a gentleman by the name of Nathan McCauley, who is the COO and co-founder of Anchorage Digital. Now, he is one of the first and only banks that has been able to operate sort of just fully in the crypto sector. So anyway, he goes into his whole background about how he studied cryptography, and then he wanted to get into the banking side. And so they had started this company called Anchorage Digital. They had 400 employees across multiple different states. They had applied for the National Bank Charter, which they were the first crypto company to be approved for that in January 2021. So kind of a big deal for them. And so anyway, he said what happened from there, he could have never guessed. In June 2023, they were actually debanked, and they had, I think he said, close to $1 billion in assets. And so all of that was kind of tied up and froze. And then in addition to that company being debanked, Anchorage Digital being debanked, 2 other employees that worked for them were also debanked. And so anyway, this whole thing centered around businesses being unable to operate within the United States and to be able to have that entrepreneurship within crypto in the US. And so anyway, so then it kind of jumps back and forth in the committee hearing. And what else was very interesting is it jumps to another gentleman who was in the banking sector, who wasn't so much in the crypto side, but had some knowledge of crypto, who had said, you know, all of the regulations and enforcement that he had ran up against and things that he had encountered. And so just saying and how difficult it has been. Then it jumps to another gentleman who talks about, you know, well, back when my father was raising his family, he could go into a bank and get a short-term loan that could be paid back, like a note to be paid back within 90 days. And he's like, today, you cannot, living paycheck to paycheck, go into a bank and get approval to have a 90-day note on anything. Like, imagine if banking regulation was changed to be how it used to be. So let's go back to back into the 50s, back into the 60s, back when you could actually get loans. So if you could get a loan, a 90-day loan, and pay that back, think of like all of the business opportunities that you could have to be able to open up things for yourself. So anyway, he said his dad did this loan. It completely changed the trajectory of their life growing up because his father was able to kind of get the business established. So anyway, it's kind of going back and forth and bouncing through these different views of how we used to foster entrepreneurship and how that has gone away through overregulation. So then it jumps to another gentleman. Oh, no, back to the gentleman who was also into banking. So he had said that in his time in dealing with banks and banking regulators, 75% of his time operating as a bank is spent with dealing with regulation and everything that they have to do to comply with regulations and things like that. And so he said that this is where it makes it more difficult for smaller banks to operate because they don't have the capital and they don't have the resources to be able to keep up with the demand of all of this regulation. So he had actually made a recommendation about the federal regulators and how the federal regulators that he had dealt with never actually worked in the banking sector. They're just appointed or elected officials. And so what is extremely interesting is that he says, imagine if these federal regulators that write these regulations for our banking industry actually had banking experience, actually knew that these rules and what they were putting into place, like what the implications of it were. And so anyway, it was just super interesting to see this just kind of shift. It's the fact that it is like we're watching like the banking system shift in real time. It has me so excited. It is absolutely crazy because it is just this ability for all of the economics of every individual in America to change. So if this is something where we are watching a shift of the regulators who are doing the oversight in banking, and so then something else that was super interesting that was said, this was a 3-hour long congressional meeting, and I couldn't get it all for you, I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat here and I have to say this. So Dejan Brian, let's see. Your son has cancer. I am so sorry to hear that. You guys, I had to stop and see. So someone else said, your wife got diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm so sorry. You guys, health is wealth for sure. My heart goes out to you, Po Man, and my heart goes out to you, Dejan Brian. I'm so sorry to hear that your son has cancer. My daughter, she had encephalitis, which was swelling of the brain. And she, was really, really sick in 2020 and 2021, and she's recovering, but like, you know, she suffers from seizures as a result of like the swelling of the brain. And so, yeah, it's, oh my God, the worst thing ever when you have a sick kid. And so, Brian, I'm so sorry to hear that. And just reach out to me if you ever want to chat. Just reach out to me on X. I would love to chat with you guys because honestly, you know, there's nothing more important in this world than like our families. Like at the end of the day, like what I'm doing here and live streaming, it's 100% like for my family. It's like for my daughter. But yeah, I was in solar before, and because of her illness, I couldn't stay working like a normal 40-hour week job. And I'm like, well, I guess I could work in crypto, and you know, I was hustling and making money and trading, and you know, and so yeah, this is what's amazing about crypto is like actually gives us a chance, you guys. My daughter's hospital bills, when she was hospitalized, it was like for 2 months straight. It was like $500,000. Like, what do you even do? Like that is like some people are trying to buy a home, and it's like you can't even buy a home because now you owe that to the hospital. Like, oh God, it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, crypto is like the one way that we can break free from these chains of like, you know, insurance is freaking unreal. Don't even get me started, you guys, because like, if you guys have dealt with like the health stuff, you know, but I lived in Australia, and Australia operates on universal healthcare. So there in Australia, you can operate either off of the free healthcare system or you can buy privatized insurance. And so it's interesting because like if you break your arm in Australia, they're not going to cast it up with like the pink hard cast that all your friends sign. It's like they're giving you like these like metal poles wrapped in some gauze, and it looks just very janky, like it was done on the front lines of the war. But it's interesting because when you think about like, do we really need to go that like far with like, we'll cast you and we'll make it whatever color you want. But it's like, who's actually paying for all those extras, and is it really necessary? At the end of the day, it's like we're paying for it whether we want to or not. And so, yeah. Crypto is allowing us to take our lives back, you guys. We are watching banks go down in real time. Like, so you guys know I've been talking about Chainlink and how they are looking at how they can have interoperability with all of TradFi banking. So I'm hoping that where this conversation is going in terms of debanking is like how we can integrate all of crypto. And now you guys know how we are, like us OGs to crypto. We're not storing our crypto at a bank. We already know how to like self-custody. And so it's important for us that have the platform. These people who have been scared because people have told them that it's not good and crypto is for, terrorism and all those things. It's like, it's up to us to still teach people about self-custody, because if not, they're going to be custodying this stuff at the banks, and we don't want that. So, not that we don't like the banks. I do like the banks. But I would like it if my settlement time was faster. Would you guys like that? I would like it if my settlement time was faster. That would be kind of cool. Like if I could transfer my coins and then have it in my bank account like that afternoon. Like right now, I bank with Citibank, and when I do my on-off ramp through I probably shouldn't say that, you guys. Anyway, I'm probably telling you guys too much. When I do my on-off ramp with Crypto.com, if I do it in the morning, I'll have it the next day. But if I do it in the afternoon, it'll take me 2 business days to get it. But anyway, yeah. If you guys are new here, because I'm seeing some new people in the chat, my name is Julie Kennis. Feel free to give us a like, a subscribe. I'm here every day talking about all things crypto and sometimes politics. So after this sorry, I can't even talk, you guys. The Commodity Futures Trade Commission, or the CFTC, was under quite a bit of attack in that meeting today. And then Elizabeth Warren was saying, no, actually the CFTC is fighting for you guys, blah, blah, blah. But then we actually had Caroline Pham, who is the new acting chair of the CFTC, came out and said that it's going to be winding down its practice of regulation by enforcement, likely impacting its approach to crypto firms during the Trump administration. So as you know, we were appointed a new CFTC head chair, and that person is pro-crypto. And so this is, like I say, part, I think, of a overall big, wide, sweeping change that we are going to be seeing across crypto. So it's just super bullish, you guys. So it's funny to me that we are watching the markets continue to downtrend and thinking about what could also be causing this, you guys. Our stuff with China still has not been worked out yet. And as you guys know, we've kind of like gone through like whacking tariffs on each other at this point, but it all is stemming back to the fact that we're wanting control of the Panama Canal, and we're trying to basically, keep China out of the Panama Canal because they have control of it right now. So things are moving in a positive headway there. But I believe the Panama Canal has brought us to the table, and we're now have a seat at the table to be able to talk about control of the Panama Canal. And so I think we probably will be hearing something back from China in the tariffs going on. So once we sit and hash it out over the Panama Canal, I think we see some of these tariff issues work themselves out. Because right now it's just a pissing competition on each other. Like, and you know how Trump is, like, he's just like shooting from the hip, you guys. He's going crazy. I'm like, do you know how much I was like losing it yesterday when he was like, oh, we're gonna take over Gaza? And I'm like, it's hilarious because everyone's like, free Palestine, and then Trump's like, okay, we're coming to save you, Gaza. And they're like, no, not like that. So anyway, it's probably not funny, but it is kind of funny. And then Netanyahu's face, like, I don't know if you guys are watching Netanyahu's face. during that whole press conference is hilarious. Like it's all news to him. Like you could see, and I always say I have a terrible poker face. Like if you ever take me to Vegas, we're not doing like poker at all because my poker face is awful. But what I'm really, really good at, you guys, is I'm good at craps because like if I'm winning, I can be like loud and we can throw the dice and hug each other and like it's all like everybody's winning together. But man, when it comes down to a poker table and I'm like over here, like if I have a good hand, you guys are gonna be seeing that shit all over my face. Like I am like happy and you all know. Yeah, no, it's not a good poker face over here. You know when it used to get me in trouble though is like when I would be in like busy business, like business meeting with like important people for like construction jobs and stuff. And then like these like businessmen get like these attitudes and they take these little like digs at each other. And anyway, yeah, I would just like watch it and I would start laughing. The look would be all over my face. Anyway, Michael Saylor made a tweet this morning that had people kind of bullish on Bitcoin. And then all it was that MicroStrategy was rebranding to Strategy and adopted the Bitcoin logo. What do you guys think about this? I think it's funny. He's no longer micro. He's just Strategy. I guess with that many billions, he's not a micro anymore. But yeah, I think it's hilarious. So yeah, he's Strategy with the B, no micro. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. There was some other news out there, but I was pretty much just mostly excited about all of this stuff. If you guys want to check out that live stream, it was earlier today, I'll post the link in the description so you guys can catch it. Oh, you guys, you know what I thought about yesterday too? I forgot to call the winner of my wallet, my SafePal wallet. So I think I'm going to do like, I couldn't think of like how to do it. So I think I'm going to put all the names down and then we'll pull a name tomorrow. We'll pull a name tomorrow. I just want you to know I didn't forget about you guys and somebody is going to win the SafePal hardware wallet. It holds up to 50,000 cryptocurrencies. And if you're still watching the Suburban, I did not forget. He hasn't hassled me about it, but I did not forget. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I love you guys. Blocky probably won. Okay.